All right, so here are the mid-chapter updates. All right, so if you've been on DVD Twitter long enough, I think you've seen the fiasco that is this automatic purchase. But I think that they added two additional points called the Blood Web chain and then this press to buy. So Blood Web chain, it looks like you can just go to any note that you need a perk or a rare, or very rare add-on item, whatever, and it will automatically go there. So I think that this is like more the strategic, like I need a perk, I want this perk, please give that to me. Where this is probably more of the I just want to level up, give me the cheapest blood points so that it can spread out so that I can prestige this nurse, this shape, this skull merchant if you want that, so that you can get your prestige shareables out of the way, or whatever charms that you need or cosmetics. Press to buy. If these two things don't exist, this honestly should have been the default to begin with. This is going to save so much time on the blood web period if this automatic, if these two automatic purchase items didn't exist in this developer's notes, then yeah, this is a dub. So point one right now for really good quality of life improvements and just like overall like wins in this update. Visual terror radius, I am impartial to it. I can't like give it a dub or not because I don't really play Survivor too much, and quite honestly, the sound works pretty well. Especially if you know how to gauge from the meters. I guess if you're doing a no sound challenge, then this is pretty cool. So I mean, if I was to give this a win or a loss, I would say another win. So again, two good points from me trying to be non-biased. That, you know, this is pretty good. And then they've also got the colorblind adjustments that you can make for it. This is where I'm gonna draw. Like I'm not going to put a win or loss just because maps really don't impact me that much unless I have a specific killer that I'm using. Like I will be like looking at the chomps if I have an indoor map like the game, because I can just blink to wherever I need. But from my killer main perspective, or my main killer's perspectives, so I think Wesker, Nurse, Auto Haven really doesn't give me too many problems usually, because I'll usually run like Lethal Pursuer for a Nurse and then just like try and hound everybody with Wesker. But yeah, I mean, I get it, I guess, you know, just like there's difficult like palettes and windows and everything that survivors have advantage of. So cool. Again, I'm gonna be impartial to it. Also don't want to waste too much time because this is the big deal that a lot of people again are up in arms about on Twitter, and this is probably going to be the one that we'll talk about. So like healing and perks, so this is probably going to be where again I'll probably have some L's from my unbiased standpoint. 16 seconds versus 24 seconds. That is, if my math is correct, that is an 8-second difference. You raised healing, nerfed healing by 50%. Ouch. I mean, okay, from an unbiased standpoint, I'm going to put that as an L. So we've got 2 wins, 1 loss, and then a draw in between the map. Again, I'm impartial to it. I don't care. But healing, and again, this is from my unbiased standpoint. I will have a biased standpoint in just a second. Healing is the only thing that survivors can really do in a pinch situation. If you've got if you've got like a really good M1 killer on your tail, nurse, anybody that is playing Michael with the tier 1 or tier 2 shattered or vanity mirrors, who else? Probably a non red iridescent clown. Like they'll be on you like Donkey Kong all day. So like healing is crucial. Oh, I forgot Legion as well. Come on, Legion, and also adding chlorophobia, distressing. There's another perk that came out with Skull Merchant leverage. Like you're gonna give the survivors a hard time with healing, and this is where I transition to my biased perspective. Dead by Daylight is a 4v1 asymmetrical survivor horror simulator. I think that the killer should be a little bit overpowered. I'm sorry. Like, the killer should be overpowered because they've got these like these powers that are just like holy shit. So yes, it should take longer for survivors to heal. That's the sad truth. In my streams and in my videos, I always say altruism kills. So if you want to take the time to help your teammates and heal them and look out for them and do gens with them at the benefit of speeding up time, look, that's gonna get you killed. So every man for themselves, but also for the same purpose. It's like the corporate America aspect. It's like, we're here for you, but we really want this done by whatever time, so do it. But from the unbiased standpoint, I'm gonna have to give that an L. I will support the entitled survivor folks, or the folks that really think that healing shouldn't be too much. Because we're on the topic of healing, I'm gonna skip down to the last perk that is shown here. Circle of Healing, to how I read this, it basically says you can't heal yourself without a medkit. So basically, Circle of Healing is nerfed. If you can't heal yourself without a medkit, what's the point of running it? You still get a 40, 45, and 50% altruistic healing to others. But then you also get the ability to read auras of injured survivors within the boon's range, which is weird because they basically just made Yoshi's what is that, like empath healing, like semi base kit? Because I know like his perk is like you can read the aura of an injured survivor from like 90 something meters, which basically just like you can read the auras of injured survivors across map, or aftercare or whatever the hell. But yeah, that was that alone is probably gonna we'll just incorporate the L with the whole healing concept. So before we get into the perks, again, scoreboard, blood web win. Map change, that's a tie. What else do we have up here? Because I already forgot. Oh, visible terror radius, that's another win. All right, so this update currently is winning the series. We're not going to go perk by perk with a win or loss. We're just going to go overall W or L here. Gearhead, I already like what I see. The fact that we're allowing survivors on a good skill check to have their aura revealed after a killer successfully reduces a health state on a survivor, I like that. 6, 7, 8 seconds. It could be 7, 8 or 7, 9, 10 or 7, 9, and 10 seconds. 8, 9, and 10 seconds. Whoops. With Lethal Pursuer, if you add that on there, this is a really, really, really good nurse perk. So you indirectly buff nurse with giving her all the intel that she needs. Overzealous, not only can you cleanse a totem, but you can bless a totem as well, and they've also increased the gen speed increase that you get for that to 8, 9, and 10. I remember using this when this came out in the chapter with Hattie and the dredge, and I liked overzealous for a little bit, but then it got taken out because I'm not really going to be cleansing totems unless I can combine that with a boon perk and bless the totems as well. So that's cool. Pain Resonance. So the rework now is going to have to start with 4 tokens. The first time each survivor is hooked on a Scourge hook, the generator with the most progression will explode and lose progress. So what you're telling me is that Pain Resonance now has 4 chances that this can blow up. And then they've also reduced the difference between the tiers of when this will blow up now to 11, 13, and 15. I mean, I guess that's a good way of breaking the meta up. So cool. I haven't really used Pain Resonance too much. I think the killer that I mainly use Pain Resonance on right now would be Wraith, but I've just got a nasty score check build with the Wraith. So oh well. Dead Hard. This one is going to give me a little bit of a headache with how the rework is read. So Dead Hard will now activate after a survivor unhooks, so you can literally pair this up with Deliverance and have double perks. Once you're injured, you will have that 0.5 endurance effect, little lean in, the characters have, and you'll become exhausted. So with how that reads, you have the exhaust effect if you execute it. Now here's the weird part. The Dead Hard will deactivate when it successfully protects the user from damage. So what I'm thinking is that you'll have Dead Hard activated up until the time that you actually get hit. And then you have to unhook the survivor again, do another safe unhook, and then wait for your exhaustion time to go, I guess. So that one, ooh, that, thinking about it now, that's nasty. The only reason that I say that that's nasty is because, oh man, see, this is a rock and a hard place now, because as a killer, I think that I want to actually hit the Dead Hard out of them so that I don't have to worry about it, so that it deactivates. So that I don't have to worry, when I hook them and they're unhooked, that they go for another unhook and then get that Dead Hard effect. I know that they say that it'll put a damper on how often Dead Hard is used, but I don't know. I might be overthinking it, but whatever. Call of Brian is nerfed. I would say pretty much rendered useless, especially with the fact that the additional regression speed for a tier 3 is now from 200% to 125%. Overcharge is also nerfed as well. So you will have a increase starting regression of 85%, but the maximum regression speed will only go to 130%. And then the skill check penalty is going to be reduced from 2, 3, and 4 for stages 1, 2, and 3. I don't really kick gens too much unless I have my nowhere to hide build with it, so I'm not too upset with it. And that's usually the Michael build that I have with that, because I have tier 3, kick a gen, call a Brian, and then I'll have nowhere to hide. I also have, what else do I have with them? I have additional perks as well. It's just escaping my freaking head right now. It's Trapper's kicking perk, guys, that speed it up. Leave me alone. But yeah, this is really good to counteract the meta. Billy looks like he's getting nerfed as well, especially with his doom engraving, so you have less movement speed. But it looks like they are counterplaying the chainsaw sprinting, so the overheat exhaustion won't be too much of an issue for you now, which cool. Billy's just a fun killer to play in general, so I'm not like, oh well, I'm not too upset with it. You also don't see a lot of Billies out and about, maybe, and this is probably going to discourage Billy players still. So oh well. Pig is going to have a buff on the John Medical Files add-on for crossing speed movement. So now we're going to have movement of 10% instead of 6%, which is cool. Again, probably a killer that you don't see too much unless you're, like spinning the wheel of killer and you're just like, all right, I'm bored, and Pig was selected, so let's do that. Same thing with Oni Nightmare. Don't really see too many around, especially Freddy. Like, you don't really see most of these folks around, so we'll just move over to that. I think the highlight for this one was probably just Billy. So yeah. So forgot to rank the perks, so we can go back to that. The perks, I would say that this is a dub. So we've got 3: Blood Web, Terror Radius, perks, all dubs. The fact that the perks that were needed to get nerfed got nerfed. Dead Hard probably making some survivors frustrated, but it is what it is. Circular Healing as well, to incorporate that with the L. Like, yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. You guys know my biased opinion, the unbiased opinion. I get it. I understand. But again, 4v1 simulator, of course the killer is going to have all these advantages. It's home field advantage, if you want to call it that. This is what? Even for me, I'm just like, this is really unfair. Forgetting about the artisan hag, because these just relate to like traps and crows and all that. Nurse being able to not get burned for this blink. Come on. I know that they say that it's risky and difficult to pull off, but you gotta have those risky plays, high risk, high reward type of strategies. Also for Wraith as well. Like, there's certain situations where you have a Wraith that doesn't have that uncloaking add-on to speed up the uncloak. So you got to keep it in the game. So I'm going to put an L in the column here. That's 2 L's right there. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into too much of this with the artisan hag, mainly because I just don't play them too much. And quite honestly, they're just more trap related and everything. So I'll just incorporate that with the second L. Deeper and Beyond, this is all mainly cosmetics. If you're not buying the game or anything, oh well. And by buying the game, I mean buying the rift to get past the 70 tiers and rifts and all that. So overall, it is a consensus. It is 3 wins to 2 losses. I would say the losses kind of do outweigh the wins in a way. So if I was to grade this, I would say that the mid chapter update for March of 2023, if I would give it a grade, it would probably be along that like C to C minus level. We're seeing great quality of life increases with maps and terror radius visibility, as well as blood point convenience. But overall gameplay, I mean, yeah, it's gonna suck that you have to heal longer, and then it's gonna suck that you have to, take a smack to nurse when you're trying to, burn her out or Wraith out. But I don't know. Um, I'm still pretty excited to try this on PTB for a few games. I think this might be the first PTB that I try in a while. Usually, I just like blindly download the final copy of the patch updates and just play it and enjoy it. But this one, I think I'm gonna have to try it out beforehand. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. It's been a while, I know. I've been super busy, but really excited to be back into it. I know that I owe you guys some videos, but I'm probably just gonna scrap those and figure out something else for later on in this month and for the rest of the year. So yeah, let's go ahead and enjoy this PTB when it comes out. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you'd like what you guys see here, go on and hit that subscribe button. Drop a like as well. It's great for the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.